Hello guys, I think we should start now. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
So we have Shekhar, we have Disha from the mentors team. So you guys can raise your hand and ask your queries one by one, and we all will try our best to answer your queries. So let's start taking doubts. So the purpose of this meeting is just to clarify all of your doubts related to anything project proposal issues, like anything, any doubts you have specifically related to GSOC or the projects. So you guys can raise your hand and we'll start taking queries one by one. So who wants to go first? Yeah, yeah, Pransh, please go ahead.
I have a lot of doubts. I'll start with the first one. I mailed a lot of things to mentors in this week, and one of the feedbacks I got right now was to first lay out a overview of the project, or what is the goal of end goal of the project that you want to develop.
Yeah.
So because I got this feedback, I wanted to just know a brief format of what you want our mails or what you want our proposals to look like, or what the expected format is, like an overview, next two or three things, so that we always like give you the expected format and it's easy to evaluate.
Okay, so there is no format as such, but I would explain what exactly we are expecting in the proposal so that you will be increasing your chances to get a reply. So I am receiving a lot of AI generated messages personally. So I suggest please do not copy ChatGPT's message. And in the proposal, what we are looking a clear description of what deliverables you have for the project for each action item in the deliverables beyond what currently exists in the project already exists. What is your proposed solution and an alternate solution for that specific implementation, and your in which way you want to go, and explanation about that, like a comparison between your suggested way and the alternate way. And after that we want to see a clear, like, step by step proposed, like, implementation of proposed solution. We don't want the code, but at least a overview or a work plan sort of thing, like how you are going to implement it. And for discussing the project in the email, like if you got a new idea, you can DM anyone of the mentors on Slack or email them. There is no format for that, but it should be like you should clearly mention the end goal instead of just going into the text and implementation. If you are discussing a new project, you should explain the outcome first, like what exactly it will look like. Is it answer your question, Pransh?
Yep, thanks.
Who wants to go next? Also, Disha, I have shared a template in the chat so you can have a look. Any other doubts, you can raise your hand. Yes, Satyam, please go ahead.
Hi, Norman.
Hello.
Hi. So as I DM'd you, you told me that we will have to implement the notification system, which would be like implemented in the Talava admin,
Yeah.
and we would have to implement it in the mobile app, right?
Yeah.
So like in my proposal, how would be able to add a like an example or something, because I won't have that idea what would be implemented in Talava admin.
So basically you don't have to put everything step by step. Like, we don't want push notification, we don't want Firebase cloud messaging, we don't want any third party
Yeah.
service notifications. So we will be building our own notification system. We have a separate project in the Talava admin for that. So notifications will be triggered from the Talava admin. So in the proposal, you can mention like a basic generic steps, what needs to be configured on the mobile app. That's it. Because that's the
Okay.
only
So
thing.
I'll
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would have to assume like something like
Yes.
what we will develop, how to implement that.
Yes. So you just have to leave a specific week or a window to implement the notification system, and just generic stuff
All
that
right.
we configured on the mobile side.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Who wants to go next? No one have any doubts? Yes, Mohit, please go ahead.
Actually, similar to what Satyam said, do we have to implement in the Talava API for notification system?
Yes, of course you have to implement in the API. Like, how will you implement a notification system without implementing in the API?
So, do we have to implement a basic structure of what needs to be done in the API or a full-fledged for chat and notification everything?
I didn't get your question.
Uh, so, like notification is required for multiple ways, like chat, post, and comments, right?
Yeah,
So, do we have to implement a basic structure, or we need to implement for each test, for each cases?
I think Disha is there. She will be a better person to answer your query related to notification. Disha, can you please take this one?
All right. So, okay. Basically, we need notifications for multiple things, right? So, we need a system that is compatible with each and every uh, thing that you said, right? For post, for advertisement, for events, for chats. So, yeah, we need a generic system that supports all types of notifications. Is that clear? The notification should be generated on an event trigger automatically, right? Okay.
Next route, please. Yes, one.
Yeah, hi Naman, hi Lisa. Basically, I have two questions. First one is related to third party and the in-house application.
Your voice is
So,
not clear, Vandan. There's a lot of background noise.
okay, then just wait a second. Let me connect to my earphone.
In the meantime, anyone else want to go next? Yes, Pransh, please go ahead.
All right. Again, my question is very specific to plugin system. First one is, do we also want this functionality to be for Talava mobile? And if yes, then it will have a very different architecture altogether than admin. And I'm asking this because this idea was only listed under Talava admin, not in mobile.
Yes, you have to implement the plugin system in the mobile as well. It need not have to be very extensive, but it has to be there.
Okay, got it. So there will be two different architectures for that altogether.
But why we need two different architectures?
It's most probably because we have browser functionalities in admin, so we can use web workers for our plugin system in browser. I am not sure if we can use that in mobile development as well. I will have to like research more into this. How is plugin implemented in mobile devices and so on? Maybe in Flutter plugins, how are they managed?
So we earlier had a plugin system. You can go to the through the code base, but it's not very extensive and it was not usable. So we scrapped it and we want to implement it, like re-implement it again.
Got it, got it. I'll look into the mobile section as well then.
Yeah, sure. Yes, Vandan, please go ahead.
Yeah, is it audible? Hello.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. So, hi Naman, hi Lisa. So, basically the questions I have are in two forms, like two different questions. First one is the third party and the in-house application. Like there are open source softwares which are having a lot of stars, like they are popular. I have described both of the applications, like the third party and the in-house application without third party. And I have described and I have not received any review about like we are not going to implement third party because of this or that reason. So is there any specific reason we are not going to use in third party software?
I would like to take that.
Yes.
So, Bandhan, regarding any third party open source libraries, it's not like we are not planning to use any. We are just a bit cautious because certain libraries they do not have any maintainers, or they just get deprecated. They do not have any support. So that is one reason. And another, if the library is well maintained and has a lot of active users, then we can think about it. But it's better to have an alternative solution as well. So yeah, that was that.
Yeah, thank you. So that means like if the repo is active, so I can propose that solution as well, right?
Yes, you can definitely propose a solution, and also I would recommend you have a detailed comparison which one is better
Yes. Yeah, thank
and
you.
what are the pros and cons of both the solutions.
Sure, sure. And the second question I have is related to the proposal, I would say. Like currently, the docs we are sharing to the mentors for checking and reviewing are not in the proposal format, like for my case at least. So, should I like format it like a proposal just for discussion, or in the later I can transform it into a proposal format?
Disha, you are on mute.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I didn't understand what you said.
Actually,
Like,
I'm,
background noise, but on your side, like we are not able to comprehend what you are exactly saying.
you can even text in the chat if
sure, I'm texting it.
Disha, also there is one question related to notification in the chat. So the question says, if we can use any message broker like RabbitMQ or BullMQ, will it be acceptable or not?
again there are open source libraries and the same thing that we discussed right now.
Yeah, Manish, I hope you got your
I
answer.
hope you got your answer right.
Who wants to go next? Yes, Mohit, please go ahead.
My question. Okay, so my question is specifically for the Talava accessibility project. So the fifth point of media playback is not clear to me. Where it should be implemented? Media playback.
Media playback as in?
So where should we implement the media playback option?
I don't get your question. Like, can you give a bit of your
Okay. So I am saying that there are 5 outcomes expected. The fifth one is media playback, right?
in which
So I am not sure in the Talava accessibility for blind user
yeah.
project. Okay, so the media playback outcome is not clear to me. Like where we should be implementing media playback.
Okay, so basically it is like if there is a post, if there is a image in that, a blind person can tap on the image and the AI, you will get a response from the AI explaining what exactly the image is, and it will speak out to the blind person, and he or she will be able to hear that, like what exactly the post is. Like suppose I posted a red chicken, he can tap on the image and listen what exactly is that image of.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Also, Shekhar mentioned it in the chat as well. Who wants to go next? Guys, don't hesitate to ask. You will be getting this chance after 2 weeks, and it will be a bit too late to ask doubts. So it's better to ask it today. Don't hesitate, just ask. Yeah, Satam, please go ahead.
So Norman, I had a question about that Terava, like for the blind users only. So like would we have to implement a whole system to guide the blind users, like from the onboarding and all? Like they would won't have to like see like for every setting which the currently the app is, we will have to reconfigure it, or would we just have to add a wrapper type of thing so that everything would work like the previous implementation stays the same. It's just the like blind accessibility thing would just be like a wrapper. Like it would
Yeah,
be uh,
that is a better approach because we don't want to rewrite everything again. Because it's not
yeah.
possible to rewrite the whole app again.
So basically, what we currently have, we just have to wrap it in such a class or basically a view model, such
Yeah.
that like that blind people could access.
Actually, somewhat yes. Also, you want to implement a way where they can navigate just by speaking through it. Like if a user says
Okay,
navigate to this particular event, the app should respond to it.
basically we can navigate to any page, any view, just by
Yes.
speaking.
Just like
Okay,
through voice, just course specific feature, not all of them, but
okay. Accessing the app or most of the important features through voice command.
yes,
Okay, all right.
I'll take the Bandhan's question
yes, sure.
because I guess he has some doubts in proposal format. So, Bandhan, uh, we personally for making a proposal format, there isn't any particular format which we follow or any other of us follow. But if you're discussing with the mentors of about the your proposal or the idea which you are having, start writing it in a proposal format or proposal format means like there should be some necessary things which Disha has already mentioned in the chat that you should include that headers and all that things in the format so that it's easy for a mentor or easy for a person to review it and give feedbacks on it, and gradually it will from the initial stage of like making a first draft and to the final draft of making a proposal, it will refine continuously upon the mentor's feedback. So it's a good thing to do to when you are starting a conversation with the mentor. You should make it in a particular format, like there should be any padding issues or margin issues, all that things, the text should be visible, all that basic things. So it should be some kind of format or things which are necessary for a proposal, or if you have seen like any previous proposal, so you should follow all that things, main pointers, that things. So it is easy for a mentor to read it and give feedbacks on it, and you can reiterate it, and it will take less time for you also in the end in proposal submission to make a proposal or submit it and the date when the date comes near, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Also, I would like to add few more points. Like if you are getting anything reviewed from the mentors, keep in mind that it will not be iterated very frequently because everyone needs to deserve a chance. And if you are getting anything reviewed, it should be in a proper format. It should be in a proposal format, as Shekhar mentioned. It should be well documented. Because if anyone wants, like you fix it and then you will go back to the mentor and say, I have fixed this, review it again. It will be tough for us to like iterate again and again on a single proposal. Who wants to go next? No one has any doubt. Yes, Manish, please go ahead.
About the recent XSS core course issue, I proposed a solution about the VFF architecture, but I think sir said about that the reverse proxy is not working well. About our that those issues were front-end admin must be work without a front-end proxy for SSL certificate, and the current API is also running with will also run in port 4000 without KD. I think connecting admin and API directly will be a drawback for us without any reverse proxy or BFF architecture.
Shekhar, would you
So
like
I
to
don't
take
know.
that one?
I guess yes, you have raised the PR and I didn't got the time to review it, but you are asking about the course implementation, right? Like
Yes, yes,
why? Yeah, so that mini IO. What we can do is I'll have a look again, and right now I don't have any like specific things or pointers to add on it. But when I will take a deep look on your PR, then I can discuss with you on the comments
About the
about it.
mini IO, I have proposed the mini IO solution also. That works well with our architecture. But about that
Okay.
front end and back end, talking with that it's according to
Mm,
Peter that reverse proxy is not working well with two VMs. So I think
yep.
BFF architecture fits well here, but we have to configure our admin repo into mono repo. That's a very big change as we are going through migration to Postgres. And
Mm.
if we convert our admin repo to mono repo, that's also a very big change. So should we go for that before GSOC?
Yeah, like I guess we have to like discuss with more like contributors for that, and we have to get many feedbacks as possible to make a change like this. Uh, I guess making it a mono repo won't be right now. It isn't a necessary choice for us also to make it, because right now we have created a sorry demo Talava site where users can visit it and users can
Yes,
make
but
changes visit it.
that allowed the course with anonymous. That's why that's the reason we are implementing this.
Hmm.
I think
I
so.
mean, that's a good addition, Manish, but we have to discuss it further on the GitHub issues and all that, so that we can get a better idea on that. Right?
Okay, okay, thank you, thank
Yeah. I guess Vanshika has a doubt, I guess.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Vanshika, you're not audible.
Yes, am I audible now?
Yep.
Yes, so hello everyone. Actually, I wanted to add something about the monorepo part. I had a conversation with Peter, and he told that we actually tried to shift to monorepo, but that caused a lot of problem. And currently, I see problem in our Docker Compose file that we have not port mapped the file, port mapped the API, the Talava API to 4000. I think that's the reason why we're not able to access the port the whole Docker Compose file on the port 4000, and that's why we are not able to even make request. It's not even accessible in localhost. I don't understand like why have we not port mapped it to 4000. Is there any specific reason for it?
Oh, so you're saying like the API is on like 4000 port, and the front end is on 3000 port, right?
you.
No, no, it's
4321, yes.
4321. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the API is not mapped to port 4000 in the Docker Compose file of develop Postgres branch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As Manish also mentioned, like Caddy, we have implemented Caddy in the previous year, 2024. So Caddy is there for like that port. That's why we are not using that. Uh, yeah, but we can have find a solution for that. Do you have any solution right now, or like what we should consider for the approach?
Yes, actually, previously I contributed for this demo website working.
Mm.
So previously, what we did for develop branch, we actually mapped the caddy and one more thing. It was I can't remember right now. I think it was
Mm.
MinIO.
Minayo,
Yeah,
yes.
so yeah, so we port mapped it to some different port, something like 4098 and something, and then we like mapped the API part to 4000 port, and it worked properly. So I think we should yeah, we should consider mapping the caddy part to some other port, and the other API to the 4000, because it's very necessary for us to make this 4000 part running, else we will have a lot of problems.
Sure. Let's create a discussion thing and like Slack for this like thread, so that we all can discuss and get a conclusion on one port numbers and which port numbers we have to route. Because I guess
Yes,
there are many people who are also concerned about this, so we can take it there also, right?
yes, right.
And we have to resolve it quickly, cause the resource time is near and we have to make it work, right?
Yes, right. And I think this is the only problem why we're not able to like access the database as well. Previously, it
Oh,
was like,
okay.
yeah, for the test.thelava.io, the
Hmm.
database was actually accessible like around 27 or 26th of February, but now I see that it's not accessible. I think there is some issue in the Docker
I
file
think database is
only.
accessible. I just logged into the site and it logs me in pretty nicely. What do
No,
you
no,
mean?
I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about the new logins. Like, yeah, I couldn't see the options for the organization.
That's a different issue. That's not that we don't even have that functionality right now. So that's not an
Yeah,
issue.
but actually we had that functionality before because yeah, I contributed that the test.io.palava.io part as well, and I saw that we mention all the organizations.
Right, we can move the discussion elsewhere, but the thing is, I guess there's not. I think we don't have that query or mutation present in the schema, but we'll discuss in Slack if you want to. This is a
Yeah, yeah, we should.
different place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. Like we can discuss it on the Slack. The suggestion would be like you just have to like update your branch if that is a problem. If like Priyansh has already updated and you have
yeah,
already updated, so there's some kind of sync issue. So please update the branches which you are working on with the developed
yeah,
Postgres. Then I guess we can come to conclusion and we can discuss it on Slack, right?
yeah, sure.
Cool, cool.
Also, Disha, you are reviewing a lot of PRs on the API. Would you like to add anything to this conversation?
No, I don't have anything to add right now.
Okay. Okay, who wants to go next? Any other doubts?
Noman, I guess Mohit has asked on the chat, like, do you want to take it?
Oh, you can take it. No worries.
Okay. So, also mentioned the work migration process in the GSOC project. Work migration as in like
The
which kind of which project?
the MongoDB thing, I guess he's asking about.
Ah,
No,
okay.
I am asking total migration,
Total
proper migration for the app, proper migration for the app.
migration.
Like, do we
Like,
have to work
mm,
for model migration and API
Yes, yes.
GraphQL queries?
Anything that you are you are doing like what like anything that requires to make that project work, you have to mention that.
Okay.
Please explain how is Talava admin supposed to be used by user like that organization's part and all. There is one more question in the chat. So I didn't get actually. Like, can you explain how is Talava admin supposed to be used by users like that organization part and all? GSOC Meet, we discussed that local people or clubs can use this. What is organization and what is
I guess Noman he's asking about like what is the use case of the Lava admin? Like, what is the whole use case of
so
the Lava admin?
same as Slack, like our organization can have multiple channels, multiple people. Similarly, we have a setup called Talava in which our
No,
organization.
the Lava admin. He's
So
asking.
admin, there are multiple functionality. Like admin have a different functionalities. User has a different functionality. So like admin can be like assigning volunteers, tags, and like admin have a lot more functionality as compared to the user facing app. I don't want to.
No, like I want to ask that in Talava admin, a single organization will use that,
Yes.
but they are creating segregated organizations within it. So is it like channels in Slack?
Uh,
No, I mean,
yeah.
in Talava admin, any one organization has access to like their own only organization, not like there is any other organization they have access to. Like the main purpose of Talaba admin is key when there is a community which wants a event management software or software where they can like make a community, talk to them and make an event or invite host an event. So these all functionalities are given through Talaba admin. So admin has some the tools, and the tools which we are providing. Talaba admin helps the administrator of a organization or a club to like host the event seamlessly, and what we can say is ki develop his community, or what we can say, seed his community or like that. So it's the whole
Mm-hmm.
purpose of creating a community, managing a community, and running a community in a college, in a club, or in a region specific anything.
Okay, so but why do they need to create another organization within Talava? Like they can create as many number of organizations they want,
I
I
would think that is
suppose.
super admin, not admin.
Okay.
I guess you have logged in through Super admin, that's why you are able to create multiple organization, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
like
So
then they are not using a centralized API or something. So what is super admin actually?
Super admin is basically us.
Yeah, but like they can deploy their own Talava.
Yeah.
So how they will be connected with a super
And
admin like us?
there will be multiple admins. Like there can be multiple. Suppose I'm running a college, and a college
Oh,
can have
okay.
and it can have a multiple organization like a multiple club.
Okay, like all right, that I was asking. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, please.
I have one more question. Like we are using React right now, but there are some limitations. Like we have seen the loading thing and the routing thing, because like we import everything into single files and create routes. But there are more optimized frameworks which we can use rather than React, which will provide us with more functionalities like static files and server-side rendering. And also, is it possible that we can
No,
switch to another framework?
no, not at all. We don't want to switch it to any other framework at this point. We are very close to launching the product, like
Okay.
launching the we don't want to redo everything.
But like some transitions are like really 1 day or 2 day. Like there are companies which have switched from React in a day or two.
Not really, because we don't want to like shift our whole core group to learn. Like there will be a learning curve to a new tech stack. Even if we switch to Next or a TypeScript based
Hmm.
framework, there should be limitation. We don't want to like redo everything.
Okay.
We currently
Okay.
have a very stable thing.
So
And
like we have to create solutions for the problems we have in this framework only,
yes,
rather than switching. All right. Thank you.
currently
yes.
there is no solution to it. Like
Yes, cause like whenever we in a open source software, we whenever change it takes time, cause we don't have a like a particular full time things. We have a open source contributors or contributors who want to contribute. So to make any contribution and to make a big change, it takes a lot of time. Recently, we have made the change of like shifting from GraphQL to Postgres and MongoDB to Postgres. So that's why it take around like 4 to 5 months. So to totally shift on that. So yeah, like we don't generally prefer like making a huge change in a quick way.
All right. Thank you.
yes, Vanshika, please go ahead.
Yeah, so actually I had a question that we are facing XSS attack or cross-origin attack issue, and I proposed a solution to shift to short-timed JWT tokens. And yeah, do you think that that solution will solve the issue of cross-origin attack?
Shekhar, would you like to take this?
Yeah, yes, sorry.
Shekhar, would you like to take this question? You are on mute. Shekhar, you are on mute. Oh, okay. I guess yes, you can reduce the time of JWT, but make sure the web doesn't like panic, or users should not be logged out again and again.
Yeah, I understand. I think that I've made a refresh, like a slash refresh endpoint as well, so that the token gets refreshed and there is no effect on the login part of the user.
Then it should be fine, but make sure the token should not be exposed in the API.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, then you can do it.
Yeah, so yeah, I actually wanted to know that, yeah, is this the only solution we can have, or is there any alternative solution as well? Because I saw that one person also gave an idea about shifting to some other authentication part.
There is no point shifting to another until like we always have to do it again and again if we just keep shifting
Yeah,
to that. We have to find a
but
solution.
yeah, but there is already a PR raised for it, and like Peter is actually thinking about it. So that I wanted to ask that should I start working on the current authentication part, or should I wait for that PR to get merged and then start working again about on that authentication
I'm not
files?
sure what exactly is that discussion, like what exactly is the discussion going on there. So
Uh,
just have a look at it, and if the like if Peter says hey, we are proceeding with that, then we have to proceed with that.
yeah, should I mention that PR here in the chat?
I have to take a look, like it will take some time. You can
Yeah,
send it to
okay
me.
then.
I'll take a look and get back to you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I guess he's talking about better auth.
Yeah, that's the right thing.
Who wants to go next? Especially when displaying text field to enter the backend URL in the app instead of directly. No, we have to remove it actually. So we have to embed it somewhere. Earlier we had it. I guess you are using the develop branch.
Uh, I am using develop Postgres branch.
We will be removing it. Like it should not be there. Like we had it earlier because if our app is in development mode and we don't want to like change the URL again and again. So we just made a screen for that. It should be skipped. Like in current year, we will be removing it in any project like it. We will be just embedding the URL somewhere in the ANV or something. Any other doubts? Guys, don't hesitate to ask. We are not judging anyone. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I was asking that is better auth a good option for us at this point?
Yeah, I think if it's already implemented and in PR, then yeah. If others suggested, then it's right, yeah. We cannot
Okay.
doubt his suggestions.
Yeah, for sure. So will that better auth solve the issue for that cross-origin attack
Yeah, I guess
we are
so.
going?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so then I think that I won't have to like implement that refresh token and the JWT refresh token part.
So you can do one thing, like wait for that PR to get merged and just test it once if it still persists or not. If it's still there, then you can obviously go ahead with your token refresh thing.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think just communicate with Kunmandu, right? He is the one who is managing all this better auth thing, right? Just communicate with
Yeah.
him what is he doing with this.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm in like in connection with him.
Just
Uh,
ask him is he managing the short GWT part or not?
Actually, I think that he's not sure at this point because he's also like getting into that better auth thing. He actually asked me to go for the Google auth part for that better auth thing. So I'm not sure that using Google authentication as well at this point is okay or not. But yeah, I'll give it a look.
Sure. Who wants to go next? I see there are a lot of people who don't ask, are not asking any doubts. Yes, please go ahead, Jay.
My doubt is regarding the plugin system. So like we will be keep on pushing new plugins like the functionalities we will like. So every time we introduce a new plugin, they have to redeploy like the refetch the code and redeploy. Is it like this, or there should be a centralized system to provide plugin?
Redeploy as in. So basically, I'll explain what exactly is plugin is nothing but a feature flag.
Hmm.
So there is no point redeploying everything again and again. It's
Okay.
deployed in the code already, and we should just enable or disable it.
Yeah. No, I mean to say like we have a ABC plugin.
Yeah.
It was not there before, but we developed in like a month or after 2 months. Someone was already using the code R code. Okay, like
Yeah.
Talava admin, they were already using. We introduced a new plugin
Yeah.
which was not present earlier, so they have to redeploy their admin to make that plugin available and API also.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't need something centralized that we can keep on pushing plugins and it will be updated in real time to all.
That is not possible actually because we are open source organization and we don't have a single server for that.
Yeah.
So every organization which uses Talava have their own server for it. So they
Hmm.
have to keep up, like they can have a CI/CD sort of thing which can automatically deploy from our code base,
Hmm.
or maybe they have to manually deploy it because
Okay.
cannot do
So,
a
like,
centralized thing.
how they will know that we have introduced some new plugin? They have to check manually.
No, maybe we can just mail them like we have a new feature. If you wanted, you can just take a pull and redeploy. Not a
All
big deal.
right. But will how will we have their mails? Like, we don't know who's using Talava.
Because we anyway have to, like, there should be a way. We have to think of a way like how we are going to keep the database of the user which are using Talava.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So currently we don't have any specific like real user of us.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to think of a way how we are going to, like, currently we have a set of plugins which are initially rolling out. If we add some,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we will just roll out a newsletter or something, like they should must be enrolled to our newsletter.
Okay.
Most of them they don't really just like uh, make a clone and deploy it. Usually people just set up a CI/CD sort of thing so that
All
it
right.
automatically updated from the stable branch.
Mm-hmm.
So it will not be an issue.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, branch, please go ahead.
Also, for the same plugin project, I also had like things to add. We might need to create at least 2 or 3 npm libraries for to make sure that people like outside developers can at least create their own plugins. For example, like VS Code has their own npm library called VS Code API. They have another library which only generates the boilerplate code to like build the plugins and code the plugins, and they
Yeah.
have another one to just publish the plugins very easily. So do we look for this highly scalable and highly easy way to for developers to use make these plugins, or is it okay if we don't like
Yes, you can
where
do it. Like you can mention it in the proposal. Like if we like come to a single conclusion that this is a good idea, if we have a solid understanding of it and solid plan for it, then obviously we will love to have it.
got it?
Yes, Jay, please go ahead.
Yeah, like if we propose some new ideas in our proposal, and
Yeah.
like everything other than the new idea is like perfect, the architecture we need and everything, but you don't like the additional ideas we like proposed,
Yeah.
so will the proposal will get rejected or just the ideas other than the base problem?
If you are submitting to the base problem and you are solving the base problem and adding an extra feature, that's
Yeah.
fine. If you don't like it, we'll just say don't implement it and we are okay with the initial thing. But it
Okay. So
has to cover the initial project.
yeah, the solution must be perfect.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Who wants to go next? We are down to last 10 minutes.
Can I? Sorry. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, it's a very small doubt, but I think what major companies do is they don't allow extensions or plugin to create their own UI or something like that. They already have predefined buttons, predefined notifications. The plugin only needs to call that function to get that to show that notification to users. But I don't think it's the case with Chrome extensions. So the question is that do we want the plugins to have their own UI, own notification, and own buttons implemented, or do we want them to be predefined and only the plugin system calls those functions and just loads the predefined buttons or predefined UI in the screen?
Shekhar, would you like to take this?
Yeah. So like branch, like if you have used or any like there's a feature flag thing where we just we have our ready to we have a code deployed with the feature flags, conditional rendering if you heard of. Like if there is anything, the code is already deployed, but when there is a subscription, when the user has subscription for that, but user doesn't have the access for it, so we just comment out the code, or like we didn't show it in the UI perspective. If you're talking about key, we should make a extension kind of like thing, VS Code API. We generally don't want it, but if you have anything solution particularly to implement integrated like the custom UIing or custom rendering thing, we can look on it. But we are just wanting a feature flag thing.
Okay.
Like if the condition is true or false, then we are showing the button or we are showing that feature. If it is false, then we are not showing it.
Okay. Got it.
Yes, Satyam, please go ahead.
Hi. So Noman, I recently like made a PR removing the legacy plugin code.
Yes.
So in that, like what Shekhar just told, that we are just like showing if a condition is true, we are showing that plugin. As I saw the previous plugin architecture, we were just implementing it like if the condition is true, like if the plugin is installed in Talava admin, we were just making the widget visible in the
Yes.
while. So like what new thing are you expecting? Like if we are doing the same thing, then what new thing would be like implemented in
The
the current
architecture
project?
that was not really good, and it was causing a lot of performance issues, overheat issues. So we are not expecting
Yeah,
that.
there was a wrapper for in the previous approach. The Lava plugin provided wrapper.
On the mobile app, on the admin side as well,
Yeah, yeah.
not efficient. So we just removed it, and we want to implement a efficient way. You have to come up with the idea like how we are going to implement it. We are just saying like what we want on the user's end. We are not limiting you from like making it a feature flag or rendering the code dynamically. It's up to you,
Okay.
obviously. And
Okay, all right.
also there are a lot of news. If you go to the ideal page, you will see a lot of. Currently, we only had enabling and disabling of features in the mobile app, which was just the enabling and disabling of tabs, nothing else. But if you go to the idea list, you will see extensive list of plugins. What exactly we want this year. So it's a
Okay.
lot more things than the thing you removed.
Okay, got it.
Any other doubts? I think no one has any other doubt. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, in plugin system, like we can integrate AI. So is there some specification for any third party AI that we can use or we cannot,
It
like
should
to maintain privacy?
it should be open source. The only
What?
condition. It should be open source. The only condition we have.
Okay. Okay, so like we will integrate the model directly or just API endpoint.
It's up to you, and it
Okay.
should not be paid at any point of the usage.
Sorry, can you repeat?
It should not be paid at any point of the usage. Like it should.
Okay, okay, sure. Yeah, yeah, sure.
I guess we can conclude now. If anyone of you have any doubt, please raise your hand. If not, we'll conclude. I guess no one has any doubts. Thank you, Shekhar and Disha, for taking time and clearing doubts. Thank you guys for joining. Keep contributing. Yes, Jay, please go ahead.
Sorry, one last out, please. So the plugin system will be added to only web interface or like for mobile, we same person will code.
No, you have to implement end to end. Like all
What?
of them. You have to implement both because we don't plugin project for both of them.
So we should know both React and Dart.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, Vanchika.
Yeah, so do we have to implement notification system for both this web and mobile as well?
For notification, we have added note in another mobile project. So
Okay,
that
okay,
person will be handling that. It's not a big thing. It should be just integrating the notification.
okay, get it. Thank you.
Same question for testing also
Yes.
for both web and mobile.
For testing, we have separate features, separate project sites.
Okay, so the proposed one is only for web.
I think if there is a mobile thing, it should be mentioned on the idea list. I'm not sure if it's mentioned on the testing or not.
All right.
Thank you guys. All the best. Keep contributing. And don't hesitate to ask for doubt in the channel if you have any, or reach out to any mentors. Also, if you are DMing a mentor, don't just send hi, hello, something. You should be asking specific doubts. Don't ask just please explain this project to me. Just like ask specific doubts. They'll be happy to help. Thank you guys. All the best. Good night.